a member, Lee Wessler here.
Jordan Stern here.
Lori Barefoot here.
Jim Kading here.
Jean Pillow here.
Pamela Spaeth here.
Mara Roby here.
Okay, and would any members absent like to state their name? I missed that one. I'm not sure when I came on the minutes or the agenda. Okay, seating of alternates. So Jim, you're seated. Anyone have a chance to look at the minutes, and is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Pam made motion. Is there a second?
I haven't read them.
Second it.
Okay, Jordan seconds. Is there any discussion?
Give me a moment. Apologize. Grace, I just got a text from Grace and the plumber is on the way. She can't make the meeting.
Okay. That's not a good sign.
No. Okay, I have no objections.
Okay, anyone else have anything to discuss with the minutes? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
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 Well, Jim, you weren't there. Any nays? And Jim abstains. Okay, public participation. So I see a bunch of names on the board. So Anthony's here, Allison Bissett, Emily, Jacob, and Milo. Welcome to our meeting. You guys state why you're here and ask us any questions or give us information while you're here.
Hi, a lot of us are in Miss Lovegreen's ecology class. She wants us to join a town meeting to get kind of participate in some of the town stuff. So that's why we're here. We're interested to learn what you guys are doing.
Oh, great. What grade are you guys in?
We're mostly seniors. Some of us are juniors though.
Okay, fantastic. So,
Allison, were you the group that was doing the Riffle bioassessment with me?
Yeah, we were.
Okay. We've met.
And thank you for coming. That was a lot of fun.
Oh, thank you.
so the Conservation Commission, just to give you a 30,000 mile view from above, we're a volunteer commission under planning and zoning. And our chief function is to review subdivisions and advise kind of best practice on managing the land and, putting new homes in. We also look over town-owned properties that we're trying to keep undeveloped. And then after that, we just have a lot of our own little plans. Initiatives, yes. Where we do things that have to do under conservation in general, but we kind of turned out to be the environmental watchdog of Woodstock. So we get a lot of projects having to do with things like that. So if you guys have any questions, ask us and, we'll be glad to answer. Jean, do you have anything else to add to them?
Well, I just wanted to let the Conservation Commission know that I met their class at the South Campus of Woodstock Academy. And Little Brook goes through that campus on its way to Peak Brook, which is a tributary to Little River. And we did a riffle bioassessment of the brook. And the criteria for classifying the brook as meeting the fishable category is you have to find 4 or more of these pollution sensitive bugs in the brook. And we surpassed that in that brook, which is nice to be able to categorize that brook as meeting water quality standards for fish and other aquatic life. So with their help, we were able to do that.
Excellent.
Yeah, good work.
Okay, so next on the agenda is treasurer's report, but we don't have the treasurer here and she was called out last minute, so we don't have a report. Chairperson has nothing to report. So we'll move on to, and Crystal and Grace aren't here as far as communications go. Let me just check my email box, see if I got anything. Hang on for a minute.
So all you
Nope.
students, are you from Woodstock or are you from other towns?
There's a lot of sending towns that go to the academy, but most of us are from Woodstock.
Okay.
I'm from Massachusetts myself.
Oh, okay.
Okay, no
Promotion day.
communications. So moving on to old business, here's a bunch of our projects, which will probably, there haven't been too many activities in the last month though. So DRC report, we didn't need anything to bring up, Gene.
Nothing that I'm aware of.
Crystal's not here for open space report. So we have members who also serve on other boards and commissions. Well, actually, I guess other commissions who kind of are our representatives. So we can hear what other commissions are doing and they can hear what we're doing.
Lee, there was a town meeting a couple weeks ago
Mhm.
and they changed the ordinance for the open space. Let me get that name right. Open space, land and agricultural. God, there's so many words in that title. Anyway, we are now in need to appoint an alternate for representation on that commission as a result of the vote at that town meeting.
Okay, we talked a little about that last month. So now,
It did pass.
okay. So, okay, do we have any volunteers? Do you know when they meet?
I don't know that off the top of my head.
Okay, then let's table it to next month and everybody, think about whether they want to serve as an alternate on that committee. I didn't get anything. Did you see anything from P and Z?
I did not.
Yeah, I didn't either. The meeting usually isn't this quick, but we have some key members missing today. And the next thing on the agenda is the Ag Commission report. But Grace is our representative to that commission and she's not here. Anything having to do with stewardship?
I don't have anything myself, so Beth's not here, right?
No, she's not.
Because I know that she was gonna try to maybe do some things with Grace now Grace might help her to go to some properties to do the boundaries, so we'll have to wait for their update on that if they had done anything.
Right. And just again, for the students, there are certain plots that are town-owned properties. And one of our roles is to find citizens who live close by who can kind of watch over the property. And then we go out and kind of find boundaries so we can identify exactly where the property is. So it's, you know, the town's doing what it can to keep as much property and open space as we can. And for, oh, Jean, what you got for pollinator pathway?
I have something.
Yeah,
Well, Crystal and I were discussing this. I think the next step we need to do for the Pollinator Pathway Initiative, for those that aren't familiar with the Pollinator Pathway Initiative, pollinators in general worldwide are in decline, and there's initiatives to restore habitat that are necessary to support pollinators, including bees and moths and butterflies and all kinds of other insects that are important for pollinating plants. And Woodstock is one of many municipalities in the state of Connecticut that has joined the Pollinator Pathway Initiative. And the idea is to get landowners to voluntarily commit to managing their property by planting more native plants, which are our native pollinators are adapted to live with, and their bloom cycles are similar to the life cycles of the bugs that pollinate them, and reduce their lawn sizes by having more pollinator plants and other pollinator, you know, shrubs and whatnot. Reduce the use of pesticides and all things that will help improve the habitat quality for pollinator insects and bats and hummingbirds and what you name it. The pathway part of it is that these individual properties will become like dots in a path, connecting our open spaces in town together, because all our open spaces aren't joined together. So if people have voluntarily done this on their land, then we have the ability to increase the ability for pollinators to migrate between these open space areas. And we've been signing people up and educating people about the Pollinator Pathway Initiative by doing outreach events. But the next step, I believe, is to ask the Board of Selectmen to endorse a resolution about Woodstock participating in the Pollinator Pathway Initiative. And the program even has a template for doing that. So if I can screen share, I'll bring up the template, hopefully. So I'll give you time to read it, and then I'll scroll down to the bottom part of the page.
There you, Gene.
we just have the
Not open yet.
file.
Oh,
You have to double click the file.
I did that. So
With the
let me
template.
go back
Yeah.
to,
I think you have to share it again.
yeah, I've
Pick
got
that document to share it again.
I'm trying to get the thing to show up so that I can stop sharing.
You're
Right. Yeah, just put, if you can, yeah, get it to stop sharing. And then when you see that document, you'll be able to push it. It only likes to share the first one that you said share.
Yeah, I'm trying to, the whole screen is there. I'm not
Yeah.
getting that toolbar. Here we go. New
Yep.
Share. Now do you see it?
There we go.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
Scroll down just a little bit, if you don't mind. There we go.
So what website you get this from?
Pollinator Pathway Northeast.
Wow. Okay, this is great.
Yeah.
I mean, these are all the things we're trying to teach people to do. I can show you what Wyndham did. Theirs is a little bit abbreviated from this. There's a couple other examples up there. The town of Mansfield's resolution is 3 pages long. I don't think we need to do that. Or we could just use this as it is and fill in the blank with Woodstock. And
Yeah, I think-
ask the Board of Selectmen if they would pass it.
Sure. Okay, do you want to make a motion?
I move that the Conservation Commission request the Board of Selectmen to pass a resolution supporting the Connecticut Pollinator Pathway resolution.
I'll second it.
Okay, any further discussion?
I have just one comment. It looks like this document, it just encourages people. That's what that's the purpose, is to encourage. That's the verb to use, not mandate.
That
No.
is correct.
Okay, yep,
The volunteer, the whole program is voluntary in action, it's voluntary in nature. So,
voluntary encourage. Yep. I
Yes.
think that that's possibly one of the key words in this document. I think people are not always in favor of mandates and that sort of thing, but encourage is a good word.
Yes. People don't like
we will
mandates.
Continue to
That's right.
educate people.
Educate and encourage. Actually, both of those are great words and totally applicable to this document.
Yes,
So are they in there?
Encourages, I don't know if educate is. But those are the highlight, I mean, those are the key words, I believe, to having this successfully passed. Encourage, yes. But educate, I don't know if it says it. I mean, it's implied, but it sure would be great if it would say educate and encourage. Could we add it?
Sure.
okay,
You can
so
add the
you,
word educate.
okay, so you're okay amending your document there?
I am okay with amending it to add the word educate and encourage.
Okay, Jordan, you okay with that seconding?
Yeah,
Okay. Any further discussion?
So for a resolution, Jean, are you gonna be the one to bring it to because usually you kind of you go to a board meeting and you just do a little presentation so they know what they're on. Is that gonna be you or?
It would be nice if there was a good showing from the Conservation Commission at a Board
Yeah.
of Selectmen meeting, not just me. It
Well,
should
no,
Yeah.
I know, but usually just one person talks. I mean, that's when I've done them. That's usually just one person says, that the whole commission, have a spokesperson, because we all aren't gonna talk, so I was just. But I'll be there
Yeah,
for
I'll-
support if you want.
Yeah, I'll go. I'll definitely be there, Gene.
Sure.
Okay, well,
So,
You're gonna
so
vote on
first,
it?
let's vote on the proposal. So, any other discussion? Okay, hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
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 Anyone opposed? Anyone abstaining? Okay, so the motion passes. And do you want me to send Jay an email? Do you,
we're
or
gonna
do you want
have
to
to
send
get on to.
Crystal?
I don't know the steps. I think we send it to Crystal, who, I don't know who
Okay.
does the agenda. I assume Crystal helps out with that. I don't know
Yeah.
for certain, but I have discussed this with her and she said, well, let's come up with a draft first and then, so now we have one. We'll draft it, we'll send it to Crystal and we'll ask to have it put onto an agenda at a meeting I can actually attend. I probably would not be able to do daytime meetings, as many of us can't. So I think they have one 7 PM meeting a month.
Yeah, they're supposed to, yeah. Yeah,
So,
one's like at 4 and one's at 7.
Right. So we'll get on to one of those later meetings.
Okay.
doesn't conflict with something else. They're usually Thursdays, am I correct?
Do you want me to go to the website?
Figure that out later.
Yeah. Oh,
Okay. We
So-
don't have Crystal who has that on the, tip of her tongue.
I know, right?
Yeah. Okay, anything else to bring up there, Gina?
We haven't done any outreach recently since celebrating Ag Day, so we've already discussed that, so.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah, one more thing, with the Pollinator Pathway Initiative. I think the next logical step beyond this is to come up with some kind of a handout that we can distribute at our area nurseries, plant nurseries, encouraging people to buy native plants and little background about the project. And so, for example, I was at Mackey's, I needed something, and I talked to the manager about this, and she says, absolutely, you bring me the material, I will put it out, so people can pick it up, or if we made a poster, she would put it up, where they can get more information. And I have talked to, Woodstock Farms in the past. She doesn't have the same capacity to do native plants as much, but she will try to expand what she has. And of course, the Larsons at Spruce Hill Gardens have a native plant section. So, and they've already told me that they'd be willing to support this. But it's a matter of having the time to put together the outreach material and get it to them in enough time so they can plan their purchases for what they're going to carry next spring. So
Well, does Northeast, does that organization who gave us this document have handouts?
I don't recall specifically. I could look, I think we need to personalize it for our town. And
Yeah, but maybe they'll have at least a template we can start with.
well, I can use anything off their website. I've already inquired about that.
Okay.
I just, if we were gonna make up a flyer, I would like it to be in color, and I'd like it to be attractive and eye-catching. And if anybody's got graphic design skills and wants to help work on that, we can make a QR code that can, we already have a QR code that brings people to the Woodstock website, our Conservation Commission website. But we can, get it, pack as much information on it without using too many words and lots of pictures, and, get them printed probably, a bigger size than just an 8.5 by 11, and ask them to post them at their, their retail outlets. And if there's any other retail outlet in town that I haven't thought of, let me know, because I don't want to leave anybody out. I just know where I buy my plants.
I think
Sounds
people
like a-
would really like that, Jean. And then once there are sufficient number of people growing those local, native plants, I think that it might turn into a willing to share with neighbors sort of thing too. Because some of these native plants really, they grow very well, especially if you got the pollinators.
Right.
Sounds like a good project for a Woodstock student group.
I was
Yeah.
thinking that myself.
Hint, hint.
Sure does.
Okay, okay, can you give us back our screen?
Oh,
Gene?
you don't want to look at that all night?
And you can put your hand down.
Okay, moving on, Sustainable Connecticut, Crystal's not here. This is it's a program that different towns in Connecticut work to create a environmentally vibrant town that is good for their citizens and good for the environment, and it's a way to work toward making our town much more livable. Unfortunately, Crystal's not here, but Anthony, you're still with us?
I'm still here.
Are you chairman of the recreation department?
Our chair is Sarah Bentley.
Okay. So I tried to, we have some projects in mind, and I wanted to contact somebody in your committee and somebody at Camp Nahako, but I went to the website and I couldn't find any of the emails. So I was hoping Crystal would be here tonight to give me the emails, but I guess I'll email her.
I can send you
know that-
Sarah's email.
Thanks.
I know that several of the things we've already done this year with the pollinator pathway, the outreach initiatives that we've had both at the fairgrounds and at the Woodstock Grown Day, and this resolution are all things that are eligible for points to get us towards our first bronze award. The Maura will bring this up later to remind everybody about the Farm Talk series, but the Farm Talk series is a collaboration between my organization and the Ag Commission. So that also would be something that would earn the town points. I'm still waiting for the template to how to file the report so that we can get the points. And it's one of those things that Crystal's not been able to get to it. It's not the highest priority thing, as they just hired new staff and they've got the elections coming up. There's a lot of things going on, but I would like to get those filed so that we can have some points in our little, tally sheet that we've done some
Yeah.
things.
Yeah, absolutely. But I'd like to see, they reimburse or they give us grants. So I like to see some projects recreational projects for the town, pickleball courts and expand the disc golf at Nahako. So,
I'd
I'm hoping,
also like to see the walking trail at the Senexit Village neighborhood.
clean. Yeah.
I'd like to put up a kiosk about that. And I'd also like to take one whole area of a hillside and turn that into a pollinator meadow as opposed to what's there now. So there's so many projects that we can
Right.
work collaboratively on. In that meadow example, it could be something that I can bring the garden club into. So, there's lots of opportunities. It's just time availability.
Yeah. But, we got to start, communicating with the other commissions with our ideas.
Well, I
And
think
see if
making a list.
see if
and
they have
saying,
ideas.
These are things we can do. And even if I can't take the lead on it, maybe someone else can do that part.
Mhm.
I can help coordinate it, but I can't be in charge of everything. It's just.
Right. Okay, no other old business, new business. Anyone attend any workshops in the last month? Or anyone aware of any upcoming workshops? So Maura, you're gonna mention Jean's raising her hand.
Oh, Maura could talk about the farm talks.
Okay,
Yeah, sorry, I didn't know when to do it. Okay. We had our first farm talk. This will be the second farm talk. It'll be Dr. Joe Emmenheiser. He's a livestock extension educator at UConn in the Department of Extension. And he will be talking about grazing animals. And it's kind of 101, so very, very first simple 101 course or whatever you want to call it. And so this is on this Wednesday, so I guess 2 days from now, as long as we're not all floating away from all the rain we're going to get. So you can either come to the Grange, it's 6:30 to 8, but I asked people to email me if they're going to come, and there's also a Zoom option as well. So it's kind of a hybrid. And this is a project that Jean and I are doing. We work for Eastern Connecticut Conservation District. And we are working on an update to the Little River Watershed-based plan that was written in 2009. And it needs to be updated in order to meet the National Water Quality Initiative designation. So that had been changed recently or updated. So we need to update that plan. And we want to get, you know, viewpoints from small farmers, actually. You know, we have a pretty good handle on the dairy farms, but, you know, anybody with horses or sheep or goats or anything like that, you don't even have to be making money. It's be a producer. You can just have animals. And we want to, you know, let people know that there are a lot of programs through NRCS, Natural Resources Conservation Service, which is a USDA program that can help to do lots of practices to get healthier animals, healthier landscapes, and also protect water quality. So if you are in the Little River watershed, which is in Woodstock, Thompson, Pomfret, and Putnam, certain parts of all of those, a lot of Woodstock though, basically.
And
You would
Southbridge,
be able to-
Massachusetts.
Yeah, and Southbridge, Mass. Sorry to forget about Mass. There's a, there would be dedicated funding if we can get this, Water Quality Initiative designation. There'll be dedicated funding so that the farms that apply through NRCS aren't with the rest of the whole state funding pool. You're actually going to have, you could have your own dedicated, so you're more likely to get the funding. It's basically, and the funding is sort of like a, sorry, I'm losing my cat's bothering me. It's a, you pay first and then they'll reimburse you up to 90%. So that's huge. That's a huge amount. So it'll be a really good talk. So come if you can and let me know. mara.roby@comcast.net. And we have 2 more talks as well in November. And one will be on forest management with Bill Reed from the Last Green Valley. And then I have a person from Farmland Trust, I think that's the name of the group, who's going to do on soil health. So I know Jordan signed up, so
When was the
hopefully,
first one, Mara? I missed it. When was the first one? Sorry.
when was the first one?
Yeah, I missed it. Sorry.
What was the date of that one, Jean? I don't even, it was
30th? Was it September 30th?
September 30th.
And we did record it, so it's up on our YouTube channel.
Thank you.
But this one,
Oh.
Wednesday, is good. And if you don't have animals, you're thinking about getting animals, this is a really good talk to come to make sure that you are grazing your animals correctly. You are rotational grazing, because this is a great way to reduce the parasites that will impact your animals, so you'll have healthier animals. You'll make your soils healthier if you do all these practices, all these different ideas. So, you know, we call them practices, that's the buzzword, but it's just how to take care of your animal in a healthy way. And so it's open to anybody, and, you know, students are welcome to come too. 6:30 at the Grange, but tell Maura you're coming first.
How do we access that YouTube channel of yours?
I will send you a link to it.
Thanks.
I don't have it memorized.
Okay. And then the Grange building, that's the one behind the fair?
Oh, the stone.
No,
the
the
stone-
stone, yeah.
Where is it?
The Grange Hall is next to Rondo's Garage.
Oh, yeah, right down the street from me, right past Joyce, or
Yes.
Sweet Evelina's.
Yeah.
Yep.
And they have pies again. They're doing pies and everything again.
I'm not sure if they're gonna have pies, but they will have refreshments. I think she does, actually. She probably will.
Jordan,
So
you and
Ben-
I have another meeting.
Wednesday night?
Yeah, that's the board.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
Oh, and I just want to mention, it is, you know, we have partners. The Grange is a partner and they're gonna, if, you know, if you buy from them, if you go in person, that helps benefit them. And also the Agriculture Commission, the Woodstock Agricultural Commission is a partner.
Okay, any other upcoming workshops? Jean's raising her hand.
Well,
Yes, Jean.
I had gone to a workshop. I have to
Okay.
go to training to maintain my certification as a professional in sediment and erosion control. And at this last training I attended, there was a vendor who was showing us these products that are used to help maintain unpaved roadways in areas where they suffer from the seasonal thaw, or otherwise known as mud season. It's a great product idea. It's kind of like a plastic grid. They call it a geogrid, but it's textured enough so that if you lay it on the surface of the road and then put gravel on the top, the gravel can't slide side to side because it gets caught in the grid. And the weight of vehicles going over that gravel is distributed over the grid so you don't get tire ruts. And it's a product that's used on a lot of unpaved roadways to avoid some of those nasty conditions we get on our unpaved roadways. So I spoke to Jay Swan about this product. He asked me for more information, and I did send it to him and to John Navarro. And I haven't heard back from them, but I'm gonna keep pursuing this because I think it's something that we need in this town. And I
It would do
think,
great work on Bungie. There's so many roads here that just wash out along the edges.
yeah, there's a way to, a long-term goal of mine at work at the Eastern Connecticut Conservation District is to bring in experts to talk about unpaved road management, because there is a special way to do it. If the road isn't crowned properly, you're gonna have washouts, and if the swales are not accessible because when they grade the road, they create a little pile along the side of the road, well, water's gonna follow the line of least resistance. So if that pile is there, it's gonna go along the pile rather than leak off into the swale where it's supposed to. So there's so many different things that can be done, and I would love to bring a speaker in to talk about that. It's just I'm waiting for the opportunity to do that, and maybe some grant funding that I'm looking into now to do that. But a lot of lake communities have that same issue, Pam.
And my road is actually got huge gullies, and I'm wondering what's gonna happen after 4 or 5 more inches of rain. I may not be able to go anywhere, at least that way anyway.
Okay, any other project or meetings attended or upcoming workshops? Jim?
Yeah, I think I saw an email recently, the Kakiwik conference is coming up. I think.
Oh, yeah,
November
right.
6th, I believe.
Oh my God, you're right.
Is it gonna be live this year?
I think it's Zoom. That's what I saw in the email
Zoom?
on Zoom. So I thought it was interesting. I thought the keynote speaker is a lot about, seems to be focused on climate change and its impact on local towns and preparation. So that seems pretty relevant.
I
Yeah,
bet you
few of
that's
the-
in the correspondence that we didn't get.
Yeah, I didn't, usually I'm on their email list. I didn't
I
get
don't know,
anything.
maybe I've got it because I went to it years ago. So that may be why I'm on the
No,
email.
I've been to it several times. Jordan went to it. But anyway, so if anyone on the commission goes, reimburse you. So
I'd
if you
be
want to go,
interested. Sure,
Well, go meaning
yeah,
go to
turn
Zoom.
it,
yeah,
go Zoom.
stay.
So does it cost still? No, it wouldn't, right?
Yeah, there is a
Oh.
cost. I forget what it is. I can, let me see if I can find the email. If you want to go on to something else, I'll search for for that. And
Well, yeah, or that, or someone else can send the email later.
sure.
Hey, anyone else? Upcoming workshops?
The date is November 6th.
Yeah, I have another
Thank you, Rick.
conference that day.
Can I share my screen?
Yes,
Yeah.
please.
Where is this? So that's the information about it.
Right, and I think there was a registration price for members, but I suppose since if any one of us wants to attend it, we are members because the Conservation Commission is a member.
Correct.
Sharing your screen, Gene, 'cause I don't see it.
Yeah, it's on. I see it, Jordan.
Yeah,
Yeah, I see it.
You know what I could do is I could put the
Oh, there, it is,
Link.
yeah.
in chat. You could copy it.
Thanks, Gene.
Yeah.
Any other workshop info? So move on to open discussion. Pam, anything to report?
no, the last thing was the ag fair.
Hey, Jim, anything else?
Nope.
Jordan? Jordan?
Nothing, nope.
Lori? Maura?
No, I actually had something I was going to mention, but I think it's probably only something Crystal could answer. I just wanted to know about the wetlands agent position and what they ended up doing for hours. Remember, I had brought that up a number of months ago, and I know they now have a person, so I'll ask next time when Crystal's here, I guess.
Gene?
I'm not seeing chat at the bottom of my screen as a choice. Anthony, is there a reason the chat has been turned off?
I think Crystal said that was something with the Zoom setting that the chat got taken off.
Okay, well, I'll send out the Zoom, the link to Kakiwik then to our email list.
Okay, anything else you need to bring up, Gene?
No, I think that's basically it, what I already discussed.
Okay. So thank you, students, for coming. Usually our meetings go probably a half an hour longer, but again, some key members weren't here tonight, so we had to skip over some subjects. So if you want to come back and try us again, you're always welcome. Anything else for the good of the order? No, any motion do I hear a motion to adjourn?
Well, maybe we should ask the students if they have any questions.
Okay. Any students have any questions for us or comments?
Not a question, but I can connect you guys with the Woodstock Academy Earth Save Club. They would probably love to help with the pollinator pathway initiative that you guys are working on.
Excellent.
Wow.
Sounds like a
thank
great
you.
idea.
Thank you very much, Allison.
You.
Sure thing.
Any other students have anything to offer?
Yeah, so my name's Ella. I didn't introduce myself earlier, but I'm also in the ecology class. I have a question about the pollinator pathways. I heard about this a little while ago. Is that going into effect along like Roxbury Road area? Because I know that there was a place cleared out on that road, and I remember hearing about this.
I'm not aware of someone who's installing any pollinator habitat along Roxbury Road. I'd love if somebody did. And we do ask people to register on our list if they do. So if you know anybody on Roxbury Road, try to get them in touch with us.
Yeah. The other thing is that I'm actually a Connecticut Girl Scout. the Woodstock troop, and we were talking about trying to help out with this. So maybe I can talk to my group and see if there's a possible way that we could help with the pollinator pathways.
I love that.
Yeah.
Ella, is your mom, do you have an older sister?
No, I have an older brother.
Okay, your last name is very familiar to me. So my daughter had a troop leader with that name. Just
Really?
wondering if you're related.
My mom's name is Karen, but I don't know.
Maybe it's a relation.
Yeah, maybe.
It's not a name that you come across a lot.
The
Yeah.
medallion- Gene, just so you know, the medallion's up at the West Woodstock Library. The
Oh, that's
medallion-
good to hear.
Yeah.
I'd love for the Girl Scouts to get involved and we can discuss a potential project. If somebody wanted to take on a silver or gold star project, I could be an advisor to you.
Yeah, definitely. Alrighty, I'll talk to my group about that.
Thank you.
so much. Yep.
Any other student questions or comments? Okay. Hearing none, is anyone want to make a motion to adjourn?
Make a motion to adjourn.
Jordan, is there a second?
Second it, Lori.
Lori seconds, okay. Thank you, everybody, for coming.
Happy Halloween to all.